Good people, good people. You are now tuned in. OG Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell you, heard? But yo, this story right here, this story is about when your childhood idols become a disappointment, but then in the larger scheme of things, in the bigger picture, they totally redeem themselves. So let's talk about it, right? So I'm an old head, right? I keep saying that. I'm a 70s baby and all that, right? So my OGs or the ones I looked up to or my childhood idols was cats like Killer Ben, Big Donnie Smallwood, Spady and all that, even though he was a little, you know what I mean? Spady and all that. Killer Ben, K-Born, Seaborn, Wally Dredd, Calvin Klein, you know what I mean? Cats like that and all that. The A-Team, you know what I mean? Eminem, you know what I mean? With Eminem said, the story right here is about Mr. BGG. Shout it out, Brian Glaze Gibbs, right? Now, I'm too young to be in the mix and in the company of these well-known hood legends, right? But you know, like every kid, you remember the era when the cars came through, you be like, oh, that's my car right there. Or son hop out real fly and all that. You be like, oh, yo, that's my fit right there, whatever, right? So this that time right now, right? So, you know, I'm a Brownsville dude, but East New York, like right there, you know what I mean? Got a few peoples in the East and all that. Got a few peoples in Cyprus and all that, right? So every time I'm out there, I see Eminem. I see Glaze. I see Kool-Aid. I see D and all that, right? I mean, like, and they looking good. Like, Glaze always kept the Fila joint on, real crispy and all that. Nice chains on, the dookie ropes and all that. Some gazelles and all that. Footwork was always right and all that. Pardon. So I grew up watching that, right? Then when you get older, you start hearing the stories of how they really get down, right? And I started idolizing that. Like, Glaze got some size on him now, but he wasn't no big dude, you know what I mean? No brolic dude. He ain't tall, but he ain't short, you know what I mean? Right there in the middle, you know what I mean? Like, I could look at that, it's, you know what I mean? Kind of like my flavor right there, my swag right there and all that, right? So, you know what I mean? You kind of start idolizing yourself. Then when you hear son ain't taking no nonsense, like he putting his Eminem game down real heavy and all that, you like, oh, all right, that's what it is. I'm on the same type of time. Then you hear, like, a lot of dudes ain't mess with Brooklyn dudes. Queens is kind of different because you got a lot of people who moved out of Brooklyn and moved to Queens or Long Island for so-called the better life, but it ended up being the same type of hood, same type of environment and all that, right? But he a Brooklyn dude and he got on the Queens side of things. He ain't just get on the Queens side of things. He rocking with like the heaviest team out of Queens. Supreme Team and all that, right? Glaze, you gotta shout it out. Like, oh, he doing his numbers. Like, he making moves and all that. Plus, from what I'm understanding, around, like I said, I was too young, but from what I'm understanding around this time, like, let's call this the NBA draft. Like, he was a high draft pick, you know what I mean, for a couple of hitters and all that. You know what I mean? A couple people wanted him on his team and all that, right? So you started idolizing that if you a street dude or a street kid or you out there hanging out doing shit you ain't got no business doing, wilding out, bunch of nonsense and all that. But at that time, you don't know that. At that time, this is the vibe. This is what it is. This is what you aspire to be, right? And then you hear, after all the stories, yo, you never snitch, never get high on your own supply, never snitch on your peoples, never snitch, period. You know what I mean? Like, wish death on them before you wish jail on them type of stuff. You know what I mean? It may sound crazy, but that was the rules. You know what I mean? Then you hear your man gave it up. Then you hear your childhood idol like he signed them papers, like he cooperating, like he snitched and all that. You know what I mean? Then you start looking at son sideways, like, yo, that's not my idol. Like, that ain't the Glaze I know. Like, that ain't the Glaze I always heard of. Like, That ain't the Glaze I used to see jumping out with the Fila suits on and the Dookie ropes and all that. That can't be son. He ain't do that. Nah, son of General. Nah, I can't believe it. But then you found out it's true and all that. And then by the way you was raised up and your upbringing and what was instilled into you, like you can't see no parts of that. Like never. And it's easy to say for people who never been in them type of situations. I've been in them situations. I've been in the interrogation rooms. You heard? Real rap. And stood on my own. Threw nobody under the bus. I might not have been facing as much time as Glaze was, but still in all, same principle. I was dead, right? So then you start looking at your man sideways, and now your man is home. And now he out in the world, he all on social media and all that. So you start checking for something like, oh, yeah, I remember Glaze. Let me see what the fuck he talking about, right? Then you see he ain't running from nothing. Like, yeah, I did that, yeah, I did. And you still don't agree at all, right? But then you see the mission he on, right? You read the books. He got 2 books. You caught both the books, right? You read the books. You see the mission he on. You see the regret. You see the chance for retribution and all that, right? The regret to the families who he killed their loved ones and all that, right? You see all that, but still something you still can't all the way rock with it because he snitched, right? But a G is a G. Let's not forget that. Even though Pee Wee Kirtland said it best. They asked Pee Wee Kirtland one time, they said, yo, you used to do this and you used to do that, like how you switched it up, how you changed being who you are and all that. He was like, yo, listen, people never change, right? It's what you focus on. If you focus on the positive, they go see the positive and say you changed for the positive. But if you focus on the negative, they go see the negative and say that you changed for the worse. No matter what, you still had the positive and the negative in you. It was what you focus on, right? But Pee Wee Kirtland said, yo, listen, I still will bust somebody head to the white meat. I just think about it first, right? So you look at Glaze the same way. A G still a G. So I'm going to fast forward. Like I'm on a kid. Matter of fact, forget calling him a kid. I'm on another platform, Up for Debate. I used to rock with Up for Debate heavy, Big Ozone, Old and all that, right? I'm on this platform one day, and we talking about, I think this is right around the time Poe had got killed. R.I.P. Poe, right? But we talking about Poe, and then the Glaze come up like, yo, Glaze going back to Cyprus and all that. And I make the comment like, yo, Glaze ain't going back to Cyprus. Like, that nigga ain't crazy, right? Like, like that nigga don't want to end up like Poe. Like, nah, he ain't going to Cyprus, right? So then like a day later, like you get a phone call on your Instagram. The joint say Brian Glaze Gibbs. A G is still a G. And he G-checked me real quick. Not on no aggressive gorilla type. You know what I mean? He just checking the temperature real quick. I call it G-checking because it's all forms of G-checking, right? So from one G to another G, from the younger G to the older G to the elder and all that, he G-checked me like, yeah. So I won't pull up at Cyprus, huh? I won't go back to Cyprus, huh? And why he telling me this like the nigga on live, like he in Cyprus. Like he on the roof, like the nigga on top of the building. So he like, yo, why would you say? I'm like, yo, listen, I'm going to keep it tall, my G. I said what I said. Like, yo, listen, you ain't trying to end up like Poe. Like, you got a lot of beef out there. Like, niggas probably want to do something to you. I said that, right? So we chopping it up and all that, right? So he like, yo, when you get him we got to link up and all that. I'm like, all right, bet. So we link up and all that. And then when we link up, this is how one of your childhood idols who disappointed you in the bigger scheme of things, and a larger picture, totally redeems himself, right? When we link up, we ain't talking about all the bodies Eminem caught. We ain't talking about all the dope Supreme Team moved and he moved between Brooklyn and Queens and South Carolina and all that. You know what I mean? Virginia and all. We ain't talking about that, right? Son talking about how he could be a change. How he could be the picture of change. Right? How he could make up for some of the things he did. And you know me, I'm still standing tall like, yo, but you know I can't rock with the snitching shit, B, but you know what I mean? I understand the type of time you on, right? So then we go out and we start feeding the homeless. And he talking to the homeless, and he ain't talking to the homeless. It ain't for TV. Even though I filmed the joint, but it really ain't for TV. It's really like this. He really feel like this, like it's from his soul, like it's from his heart. You understand me? So you gotta respect that, right? Then at the end of the live, he did something I ain't even expecting. We sitting down chilling. He like, yo, I'm about to do me a live real quick. I'm like, all right, do you? I'm gonna chill over here and all that. He like, yo, you trying to get your channel popular and all that, right? You need to go ahead and test the waters, going to get in this joint with me. I'm like, yo, Glaze, what we go talk about? He like, yo, we got good chemistry, my G. Let's go flow. It's gonna be natural. Let's do it. So we jumped on. I did my first joint with Glaze and all that. Shout it out, Glaze. But yo, that's a story of how your childhood idol, one of your childhood heroes, could totally disappoint you on what you stand on, because I still stand on the morals and principles like I'm not giving it up. I'm not giving it up. I done been there. Same, the D's, interrogation room, I'm not giving it up. That ain't my style. Like, I'll go do that time. You know what I mean? But he his own man. And when him being his own man, he know and understand well. If I was around his age group or whatever, and this was back in the day and we was both in the streets, I can't rock with you at all. As good as person as you are, you did that one thing. I can't rock with you, but I ain't in the streets. I'm a working man. Like right now, I'm working doubles. That's why I ain't been able to do my show like I want to do my show. You understand me? I'm in the daytime at work, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm there 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting off around 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm chilling for like an hour and a half. Then I'm back again from like 5:30, 6 o'clock till 1 in the morning, right? So it's been hectic. Plus, I got some personal issues going on. It's hectic right now. But yeah, I had to get that off my chest real quick. Salute, Glaze. That's for real. Salute. You know what I mean? I looked up and idolized the person you was, right? But I respect and honor the person you are now. 21 Gun Salute. Hey, yo, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It don't cost you nothing, right? Help your boy get lit real quick. I'm only coming with good content and good stories, you know what I mean? Not the fuckery. Only good content and good stories. OG Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell. Shout it out. 050 The Movement. Shout it out. China Brim. Shout it out. Saladin, Jamil Saladin. Harlem Legend, El Compa. Shout out Platinum Sean. Shout out R. Revere. That's my G right there, R. Revere. Shout out the homie, the Lion, Tavon Miller, and all that. Kung Fu Joe. Word, Cosmology Bay and all that. All the people that be supporting me and all that. My platform's small right now, but I'm going to keep hitting you with that good content and them good stories, and we go grow. Come grow with your boy. No freaky, you heard? But anyway, Mac Mean, shout it out. 10 Toes Down, shout it out. St. Laz, Los Yonkers, Tales from the Pen, huh? All the real rights, all the gods and the earths. Peace. Your boy, OG Sonny Blanco. I got a story to tell, you heard?